Alright, live. Gotta send out going live message. Then we'll check out the Season 4 Part 2 stuff. You love me some wub wub. Alright, that should do it. Didn't do my dailies yet, so I'm gonna do that. I'll probably do the test of the new character, but I don't really have any interest in her. Yeah, it was seasonal, and I have no interest in it. Yeah, really, Arabella's just DPS, and other than that, it's pure gooner bait. I do not find her interesting at all right now. There we go, some admin. Beautiful. Oh, so close to perfect. Oh, I have a lot of that. Let's see. Who do I want to stick in here? That'll do. Oh. Abnormal score gains in the Great Rift? Bro, the update was yesterday. I got on that fast. Okay. Yeah, there's a new Great Rift. Avarak. I guess that's probably the boss of this part of the act. Part 2 of the act. What's this? Oh, there's a different one. I didn't even notice that down there. I've been slacking on my kaleidoscope hatchery runs. I've been doing the dailies. I should. Hey there, Jeremy. What's up? New hero in Guardian Tales for raid makes dark melee strongest raid con. 320 mil damage. Nice. Oh yeah, I need to use up some of this energy. Some order. Hard draw go burr. Pick a weapon, pick the harpoons, enemies are dying before they know what's harpooning. A bit of a reach, but that's a clever one. I hate how they give 6 rewards, and you can only do 5 runs at a time. It just bothers me so much. Like, either make it 5 or 10. A little bit of OCD there. I see him dropping frames. Well, at least it's right now I'm just doing my dailies. I hope there was no damage to infrastructure near me. We had a nasty storm earlier. It wasn't a very long one, but it was nasty. Need some memory fragments. Yeah, honestly, I'm not that interested in Arabella. I'm more interested in seeing what Veronica's background is going to be. I mean, we saw her there with Arabella. It's probably going to explore some of Veronica's backstory. I hope. Alright, looks like I'm done dropping frames. I think that's enough for my dailies. Alright. Check out the new part. The Black Panther left uncared for. Pandas would fit right in with old TV shows, with black and white colors. True. I mean, I'm sure there's some stuff with pandas. The leader of Black Speaka, a Black Panther who's lost her desires. Seated before a chessboard, she effortlessly crushes the piece that is the captain. Oh boy, I hope they keep going with the dark storyline and don't just turn it completely into Gooner. Arabella formally invites the captain aboard the SS Deneb. But against until the Pink Bantha. Lucinia.
私はブラックスピカの副団長リキニアと申します。皆様を貴賓として丁重におもてなしさせていただきます。
Lucinia greets us with a graceful and poised bow. He then does a half-turn in place and presents the lavish lobby of the SS Deneb behind her.
いくらカオスで探し物を見つけてあげたとはいえ、ブラックスピカの団長が直々に箱舟に招待するなんて。最初からアネスの情報を知っていたのも怪しいわ。注意して進みましょう、艦長。
うわー、豪華だけどなんか不気味ね。
大理石に宝石、ステンドグラス、シャンデリアまで。
I like the music. Is that pipe organ? Excellent.
砲弾一発で壊れるくせにめちゃくちゃ高い装飾ばかりなのが腹立ちます。
Yeah, I like the mix of modern and classical. Feels unique.
権力とは脆くて貴重なものから生まれるものだからね。私たちのポケットには貴重品なんてないじゃん。だから無力なわけ。
Huh? Well, I guess money is power, that kind of thinking.
無力って何ですか？火力は私たちが一番ですよ。
ユニはまだお子ちゃまだね。
Modern day classes? I don't get it.
本当に強力な力は見えないものから生まれるんだよ。テラシオンには文化が、ペルティオンには技術がある。そして帝国には。
As we follow Lucinia, I notice Hilde staring at me, so I turn to meet her gaze. Me?
脆くて貴重で、それでいて何よりも強い力を持つ存在。ファーストにぴったりの表現だと思わない？
I do carry a pistol for self-defense, you know. And he's still pretty useless with it.
そういうところも含めて脆いって言ってるの。心配しないで。今回の任務は私がずっとついてるからね。話を戻すけど、ステラファミリアの力は独特と言った方がいいかな。生まれつきの能力と見た目、性格、天性、それ自体が種族の根幹だからね。星の祝福とかなんとかっていう伝説があるけど、損得感情で得だと判断すれば文字通り何でもやっちゃうブラックスピカを見ると、祝福って表現はどうも似合わない気がするんだよね。私たちは今そんな奴らの本拠地、そのど真ん中まで来てるの。しかも奴らにしては珍しく貴賓扱いでね。
貴賓扱いできることを心から願っております。私団長の行動は私のような凡人には理解が及ばないものですので、ご満足いただけるほどのおもてなしは保証いたしかねます。もし奇妙で不気味な経験をされることがあっても、あくまで団長自身は良かれと思っての行動のはずですので、どうか驚かれませんよ。
Another scenario is sensing blue archive, basically harmless, needs students protecting the strategist. Yeah. I did play a little bit of Blue Archive at one point. but just wasn't really for me. Not much for the gameplay. I liked the story. I thought it was interesting. I got to like the end of the first part, I think. But yeah. The sensei with his almighty credit card. That was funny.
"よくわかりませんが、ここの団長に比べればヒルデさんの100時間連続重機講座の方がずっとマシですね."
いや、それはない。あんなの二度と経験したくないわ。
Repill day. Ah, I seen dropping frames again. The heck? Oh wait. Back? Nope, not yet. Okay, I think we're good now. Lacinia exchanges a few words with a crew member standing guard at reception. The guard scribbles something into a ledger before returning to their paperwork. We proceed down a wider corridor. Previous character, pink-haired girl. Sneaking, not get caught in cameras if she was over there. Pink-haired. Which pink-haired girl? I can't think of the one you're talking about off the top of my head. Holographic candles, stained glass windows, and chandeliers cast their light through the mist blanketing the lobby, creating a haunting yet fascinating atmosphere. A nurse or something? Yeah, I guess it's just been too long, I can't remember who it is. 1 star. It's always the ones you expect the least. The long, curved staircase and the dizzying height of the domed ceiling are as intricate and meticulous as a web of a giant spider. At the same time, it feels like a beautiful trap. It's like you read my mind.
これはうぬぼれかもしれないけどね。館長がどんな風に世界を見てるのか少しわかる気がするんだ。
I do sort of wonder if they're gonna go for the angle of like Arabella being an actual good guy, or more like an anti-hero. Good goals, but willing to get their hands dirty to get to those goals. It's like she was making a deal with Annis there at the start. Now she's drawing us in.
だから万が一の場合は私が直接指揮する代わりにできるだけ館長に頼っちゃうよ。いちいち気にしてると疲れるんだもん。
Ellipses. Here are a different student in the event. Nations claim to see pink-haired nurse at night and no evidence of Ninja nurse. I look around and spot black speaker members bustling about the lobby. Some are transporting the newly retrieved jewels to a secure location, while others lean comfortably against the stair railings, chatting with one another. I guess crew dynamics are pretty much the same wherever you go.
ちょっと館長、話をそらさないでよ。
いけません。
Huh? Baron? Wasn't this... Is this the partner of a different combatant? I feel like I've seen these two before. Like they've shown up on banners or something. Pink-haired nurse.
汚れた水が視界に入るのは許せません。ゆりさん、
Serena.
今すぐ浄化します。
Hmm.
館内を洗浄しただけの水だってば、なんでわざわざ浄化するの？これは私が使うんだからほっといてよ、マリン。
どうせ意味不明なドローンの改造に使うのでしょう。そんなことに使うくらいなら、私がきれいな水にして惑星パグナに撒いた方がまだマシです。
はあ、いつもこっちが譲ってあげてるからってほんと生意気。
やるのですか？望むところです。
Maybe not exactly the same. Yuri and Marin's bickering grows so heated that the railing they're leaning against begins to shake. Looking closer, there are signs of damage that have been patched up multiple times.
ゆりさん、マリンさん、おやめください。大事なお客様の前ですよ。
リキニアは誰にでもそう言うじゃん。
いいえ、今日は本当に大事なお客様で、今すぐ仲直りしないと次はお二人を同じ班にさせていただきます。よろしいですか？ゆりさん、ごめんな。
ゴキブリウジ虫パーカパーカ、こっちが悪いんじゃ。
なんですって。こっちこそ我慢の限界です。
Oh my. In an instant, Yuri and Marin become a tangled, rolling ball of limbs. The stained glass and chandeliers cast a vibrant glow over the cloud of dust they kick up.
行きましょうか。団長室はこの奥です。
Licinia turns away from Yuri and Marin and walks ahead. It seems there's a weight on her shoulders that wasn't there before. A profound silence hangs over our group as we make our way to the commander's room. Siblings arguing to Vienne. Alright, Black Panther's Den. Arabella seems to know everything about the mastermind behind this incident. I wonder why that is. Licinia knocks on the door and waits for a response. A faint voice answers from the other side. It's barely audible, but Licinia seems to understand perfectly and carefully opens the door.
Dancho, 貴賓の皆様をお連れいたしました。ご苦労だったわ、リキニア。飲み物を用意しなさい。
Arabella sits in her chair, chin resting on her hand and legs crossed. Her head is tilted slightly, and the smile that calmly pulls at her lips exudes confidence and dignity.
かしこまりました。
Of course I know him, he's me. Wait, what? Did I miss that? Huh? Why are you bringing that up?
皆様、ご要望がありましたら何なりと。インベーダーのエッセンスを活用した蒸留酒、惑星ライーノの茶葉で入れた紅茶、ペルティオン特製ジューサーで作ったフルーツドリンクなどがございます。
Invader Essence? What is that? Fruit beverages made with Peltion's special automatic juicer. I don't know why, but that just sort of sounds foreboding. What's so special about Peltion's automatic juicer? We appreciate the gesture, but we'll have to decline.
あら、そう？せめてハニーカクテルくらいは味わってもらいたいものだけど、依頼で来るような人には振る舞わない一品よ。インベーダーの蜜にブラックスピカの特製スパイス入り。ビキニアがいる時しか味わえない飲み物なの。
ああ。
ええ、トライオンで聞きました。毒入りで飲むものはみんなそっとすることで有名とか。
Monka W. Yeah, Lucinia has like a snake motif, so I take it she's supposed to be like a snake person. You know who this is? Of course, it always me. Yeah, it's just, I know how the meme works. I was just confused why you brought it up then. I didn't see anything that would really fit that reference.
毒は加減が可能です。私の体内で生成しますので。
Yeah, it produces from her own body. I mean, she's got the little snake thing in her hair. Is the tattoo on her arm supposed to be like natural, or he's supposed to be a snake person, but there's like no sign of her being a snake person other than apparently she can secrete venom. I mean, yeah, whatever.
気品に吟味していただくカクテルにはごく少量の体液のみを添加させていただきます。
He doesn't know a lot about this. He's the person who did it. Ah, I see, I see. Whatever Renault imagined just now makes her shoot Lucinia a look of contempt. Please understand that our refusal isn't because we suspect foul play. It's simply that things are urgent for us right now. Arabella shifts her crossed legs in a slow and smooth manner. She tilts her head to the opposite side and leans forward, her hand naturally coming to rest over her chest.
アネスは一刻も早く追跡すべきファースト連続殺人事件の犯人です。挨拶は後で結構ですので、今は犯罪者の逮捕にご協力をお願いしたいのです。
逮捕、協力、感謝。気に入らないわ。
はい？
お堅い言葉を使ったところで本音は隠せないのよ。最初に会った時みたいに率直に喋ったらどう？無駄に回りくどい言い方好きじゃないのよね。
そこまで言うならいいわ、望むところよ。私も同じ考えだもの。
Renault sits in one of the guest chairs, crossing her arms. She crosses her legs too, but unlike Arabella, Renault bristles like a thorny vine.
単刀直入に言うわ。帝国はファースト連続殺人事件の犯人逮捕に総力を挙げている。アイアンレイン号の援軍には消滅した小型カオス周辺の捜索を要請したわ。合同捜査の公文を送った帝国の監察部や執行部も支援のためにこちらへ向かっている。アネス一人の逮捕にこれほどの人間が力を尽くしているのだから、本当に宝石のお礼がしたいならこんなおもてなしよりアネスの情報を提供してもらえるかしら。
レノアさん、すごいカリスマです。
ナイトメア号の副艦長だからね。交渉の腕は確かなものだよ。問題は相手がブラックスピカの団長ってことなんだけど。
そこまで言うなら助けない手はないわね。リキニア。
Arabella merely calls for her, and Licinia pulls a book off of shelf and hands it to Renoa as if she'd been waiting for the cue all along.
これは
アネスがブルーファルコン号に登場するまでのデータベースのアクセス履歴よ。ジェラ帝国とアイアンレインの閲覧資料すべて集めたわ。
なんですって。待って、そんなことできるわけないでしょ。
Hilde suddenly exclaims and snatches the book away. As she turns through it, holographic displays of different information appear from each page.
ブルーファルコン号の使用に部隊ごとのファーストの現状、ファースト関連事故発生時の招集手順。ありえない。本当にアイアンレインで使われてる資料だよ。設立直後の古い文書まである。情報部隊に要請しても特定のファーストが閲覧した資料だけを取り寄せるなんて不可能なのに、一体どうやって。
Renoa uncrosses her arms and looks at Hilde. Her surprise is plain to see, while Arabella calmly examines her fingernails.
帝国が取り扱っている資料まで保存されているのなら、両勢力の軍事機密漏洩に当たるわ。こんなことを平気でやってのけるなんて、一体何を考えて。
おもてなしはいいから情報からよこせって話だったでしょ。手順通りにしてほしいなら資料の持ち出し許可から申請するけれど、ユリとマリンにお願いしないと。ここへ来る途中であったわよね。承認が下りるまでおそらく1ヶ月以上。もしかするとブラックスピカだからって却下されるかも。必要なら持って行って、不要なら返してくれたらいい。簡単でしょ。
いらないわ。アネスの移動経路は私たちの情報だけでも十分予測できる。最も可能性の高い行き先は惑星パグナのカオス、万華鏡の孵化場ね。当該カオスの分析資料はブルーファルコン号の緊急脱出スポットから確保してるわ。それに惑星パグナで何度も任務をこなしているアイアンレインの要員もいる。これ以上の情報がないなら宝石のお礼を受け取るのはここまでにして失礼するわ。
せっかちね。
Arabella leans forward, causing shadows to form along her forehead, the bridge of her nose, and within the contours beneath her collarbone.
アネスの本当の目的は知らなくていいのかしら。
本当の目的？
Arabella slides open a side drawer in her desk and pulls out a jewelry box. As she slides the finely decorated box toward us, her smile never wavers. She then opens the box, and a brilliant radiance fills the commander's room. It is a light that no one, save for the Terrassian Special Investigations Department and a select handful of others, is seeing. At least, that's how it should have been.
これは
Rubonium.
期待通りの反応ね。アネスが持っていた宝石の模造品よ。初めて見る類のものだったからすぐに作らせたの。成分の分析もしたかったけれど、私たちの機材では限界があってね。でも物事の本質を見抜くには機材じゃない何かが必要なの。宇宙全体を見渡す視野、人を見抜く洞察力、 価値の感情ができる頭脳。これさえあればどんなゲームでも勝利をつかめる。さっきの資料と一緒にアネスの持っている宝石の使い道も教えてあげるわ。ただし条件がある。
A condition?
とても単純で分かりやすい条件よ。あなたと私二人きりで話をしたいわ。
Alright, there's a side story here. Distinguished guests of the Black Speaker. The agents know little about Black Speaker. Right around the time when the captain and Renoa started conversing with Arabella, the rest of the SS Nightmare crew are guided back to their ship by Lakinia. Oh. Lakinian lifts up a large basket and holds it out to them, filled with chips, cookies, drinks, and other snacks. Lakinia gives a polite bow and takes her leave. You know, I thought that would win Ray over. Everyone turns to look at the large basket Lakinia has left behind. Oh, it got Owen. Ray's actually on guard. Oh, she heard Coco. Owen, Mika, and Tressa open the snacks and try a few. They seem perfectly fine. The agents remove the snacks and juice from the basket and then take a brief snack break. Reeked of a villain who goes around plotting nefarious traps. A lot of rumors about Black speaking. Huh? Hmm. We lost Ray. He's chowing down on the cookies. Alright. Private meeting and a leash. Concern. Arabella has a special interest in the captain.
他の皆様は図書館へご案内いたします。こちらへどうぞ。
Renault is probably going to be very upset about this. Lagini gives a light yet courteous bow before leading the way. Following behind, Renault makes no effort to hide her unease.
本当に大丈夫？艦長。艦長を信じてないわけじゃないけれど、相手はブラックスピカの団長よ。私たちに必要なものを全て握らせておきながら、艦長と二人きりになりたいだなんて、必ず何か目論みがあるはず。
でも逆に言うと、あのアラベラが相手にするのはナイトメア号の艦長じゃん。私だったらおいそれと無茶苦茶な要求はできないと思うけどな。
それはそうだけど。
Don't worry, nothing will happen.
艦長。
話し合いが終わったらすぐ解放してくれるって言ってたし、まずはもらった資料を分析しよう。デネブ号の図書館にどんな資料があるか知りたくない？アイアンレインにはない重機の正式やステラファミリアの内戦の歴史資料とかもあるかもしれないよ。
私欲を満たす気満々ね。
艦長を心配する気持ちは私だって同じだよ。でも信じるしかないでしょ。
Hilde walks over and grabs my shoulder. She gives it an enthusiastic, slightly awkward series of pats while laughing.
心配しないで、きっと大丈夫だよ。じゃあ私たちは先に行ってるね。頑張れ艦長。
Wait a minute. She said nothing's gonna happen. Isn't that gonna raise a flag? Hilde? Hilde! You're supposed to be undoing the flags, not raising them.
艦長、何かあったら呼んで、すぐ駆けつけるから。
私も図書館で待機させていただきます。それでは。
Silence fills the hallway that had just been bustling with agents. It's never easy to get used to being left alone in the heart of enemy territory. It's hard to shake the nerves. Hard to shake the nerves. It's a hard... or... it's a hard shake to the nerves? What? What are they trying to say there? Alright, better steel myself. Arabella leans comfortably against her desk as she greets me. I settle into one of the guest chairs, its plush cushion wrapping around my lower back.
あなたの部下たちは何を心配してるのかしら。あなたの命？作戦の成否？それとも彼女たちも予想できない脅威？
Are you trying to clear the air here?
いいえ、どうでもいいわ。嘘も誠も扱い方次第だもの。私はただあなたに興味があるだけよ。過剰な護衛は不要だと思って席を外してもらったの。
Arabella perches on the edge of the desk and crosses her legs. Since my chair is slightly lower than her vantage point, she ends up looking down at me. Huh? You're interested in me?
ええ、興味。あなたからは果てしなく力動する生命力を感じるわ。まっすぐで、頑丈で、誇り高く。同時に、最も低く汚い場所でも花を咲かせる力。どうすれば他人のせいにまでそれほど強い執念を燃やせるのかしら。どうして自分を燃やしてまで他人をかばうのかしら。
I'm not sure what you're trying to say.
あなたの近くにいてその行動を一つ一つ観察したい。それだけよ。
Arabella stretches out one of her legs and wiggles the tip of her foot. We haven't moved from our respective places, yet somehow it feels as though she's steadily drawing closer. Therefore, I find myself studying her every movement. That's all?
私には重要な問題なの。
Arabella's foot comes to rest against the edge of her desk. She slowly traces a fingernail from her toes up to her knee, then brushes it past the corner of her lips. Helplessly, my eyes follow her movements upward and further upward.
生命を生かす最も純粋な原動力は欲望。そして私はあまりにも多くを失ったまま生きてきたわ。
Arabella folds her arms and draws in a deep breath. Her chest rises high and higher still, almost as if it floats.
知識は増えたけれど、見える世界が広がるほど逆に理解できない空白が生まれた。私に欠けてる生への欲望。
Arabella gently bites her nails before rising from her desk and approaching me. She sits on top of me in the guest chair, and the fluffy cushions wrap around me even more. The heck? I think you're a little too close.
もっと近づくこともできるわ。こいつなんて幻想に過ぎないけれど、それゆえにロマンチックなの。
Be gone, fuck. Get to the point.
せっかちな人ね。言ったでしょ。あなたという存在を介して欲望に身を委ねてみたい。
Arabella reaches out and wraps an arm around the back of my neck. Her long, slender fingers come to rest on my shoulders. She places her index finger on my shoulder where Hilde had patted me earlier and presses. I hear the sound of a small device breaking. Oh. Hmm.
びっくりした。
ん？どうしたの？
なんでもないよ。まさか盗聴器に気づかれた？でもレノアにすら言ってないのにどうやって？まさか本当に館長に何かあったんじゃ？
なんだかさっきよりずっと不安そうね。休むなら今のうちよ。資料の分析は私が引き継ぐわ。
大丈夫、自分でやるよ。まああのナイトメア号の艦長だし大丈夫でしょ。
Hilde, stop raising the flags! Your whole shtick is that you do everything to not raise the flags.
艦長が解決できるレベルならそれでよし、そうじゃないなら私が盗み聞きしてもしょうがないし、今は 私にできることをやらなきゃ。アネスの追跡に集中しよう。
アイアンレインでは未だに古い盗聴器を使うのね。苦し紛れで仕込んだものでしょう。それほどあなたが心配だったのかも。
Arabella rises from her seat and walks around to the other side of her desk. The black speaker insignia tattooed on her back peeks through the strands of her hair.
邪魔者はいなくなったし、望み通り本題に入りましょう。今からは私があなたに首輪をつけるわ。私の手のひらの上で生き残るために存分にあがいてみせて。生への欲望は弱肉強食の世界でこそ最も鮮烈に現れるのだから。
Arabella slides open a drawer, pulls out a photo, and flicks it at me. The photo flies across the desk, fluttering through the air like a butterfly with a broken wing before falling to the floor. My eyes naturally follow it downward, pulling my head down to stare at it. A photograph?
ナイトメア号から派遣された要員を遠目から撮ったものだけれど、興味深い顔ぶれがいたのよね。行方不明となっている帝国所属の執行官と行政交渉官の姉妹、ピペラとティアナ。どうしてナイトメア号は彼女たちをかくまっているのかしら。
But didn't they... Well, that's what she means about holding their leash. She's got dirt on the captain. I mean, I thought Ifra was cleared of wrongdoing. I forget. She came back and then... I forget the circumstances of her coming back. Alright, self-defeating move. Arabella is someone whose true intentions are impossible to read. Huh? She used to have black hair? Dark crimson blood pours from Arabella's mouth as she lies collapsed on the floor. The room is thick with the metallic scent of blood and the nauseating stench of poison. Gorgophone or Gorgophony?
苦しいかい？死ぬほどではありません。何があっても団長をお守りします。ステラファミリアは天性の通りに動く。弱肉強食の世界で強者は生き残り、弱者は食われる。それさえ覚えていれば最後まで生き残れるんだ。お前は最後まで生かしてやろう。ありがとうございます。コルゴフォネ団長。
Sound like Gorgophone?
ゴルゴフォネ、その次がアラベラ。
Yeah, Gorgophone?
ここまでが歴代ブラックスピカの団長ってことだね。
ええ、特にゴルゴフォネは前の団長よりもずっとひどくて卑劣な悪事を働いたことで有名だわ。
I think it's Gorgophne.
ところでアネスの調査中にどうしてブラックスピカの系譜を探すのかしら。
だって多分さ、アネスとブラック、聞かれてるかな。
ユリさん、マリンさん、団長の命令があるまではデネブ号で待機してください。ベロニカさんはペレグリンさんからの頼りをご確認ください。突起事項がなければ私にご報告いただくだけで構いません。はい、依頼人がお越しになったのですか？お待ちください。受付に連絡を。
あっちも忙しそうだね。よかったと言うべきか。アネスとブラックスピカは何らかの形で関わってるはずだよ。レノアも怪しいと思わない？どうしてカオスが消滅してすぐアラベラが現れたのか、どうしてアネスの情報を知ってるのか。
そうね、黒字に白文字、特徴のある筆記体。アネスが緊急脱出ポットに残したメモとブラックスピカの宝石についていた品質保証書は見た目が完全に一致していた。関わっていたどころの話じゃないわ。アラベラが直接介入していると考えてもおかしくない。中で一体何が起きているの？艦長の端末にこっそり通信を試みるべきかしら。
いや、そんなことしたら端末も壊されるよ。盗聴器みたいにね。
盗聴器みたいに？
いやいや、なんでもないよ。
ヒヒ XD.
なんでもいいからアネスの情報が欲しいな。どこにあるのかな。
Totally not sus. Hilde opens a book, and the saved data pops up in holographic form. She opens several more books, deftly reaching out, tapping and dragging through all the data. Figures and diagrams shift at her fingertips, while Renoa rolls the Primonium replica through her hand, lost in thought.
連続殺人事件の被害者であるファーストたちはカオス任務に向かった後に殺され、そしてその前後にカオスのコアが消滅している。アネスがプリモニウムを持っている理由は簡単に説明がつくわ。アネスはファーストとカオスのコアを反応させて意図的にプリモニウムを作ったはずよ。ならあとはどうしてこんなことをするのかだけれど、誰よりも帝国をよく知るファーストが帝国全体を敵に回す理由とは一体。
帝国全体を敵に回した理由が知りたいわ。ちっぽけな正義感？それとも帝国への怒り？
I can't look away from the photo of Tefra and Tiana on the floor. I always knew this moment would come, but seeing the cliff ahead doesn't mean you'll sprout wings the moment you're pushed. In times like these, one must press forward with resolve. I haven't fallen yet. Just dig my claws in and hold on. How did you find out?
これからはあなたにアルキアノンのデータを要求すればいくらでも手に入る。あなたのところの双子が見聞きした情報を要求すれば帝国の裏工作がうちの図書館の本棚に所蔵されるでしょう。これでもまだどうして分かったかが気になるのかしら。
Slam anime AMC. Do you like it? Gender man. Anything that identifies as male or female? I mean... Well... I don't know. It doesn't necessarily matter. I mean, heck, there's all kinds of like Yuri anime and whatnot. It wouldn't matter if he's male or female. More than a human, doesn't have any male or female things, do you? You don't need that. I mean, if they love each other. That, yeah. Love isn't just about sex. Let's see. Alright, what if I refuse to play along? If I refuse your demands, you gain nothing.
下手なハったりはやめて。私が直接取引をするのは気に入った相手だけよ。
I was gonna carry on
そ
his
して彼ら
generation.
のほとんどは計算というものができるわ。
I mean, it's a magical world. And he's a slime, so... At the very least, he could probably just split himself in two or something. And I'm sure there's other magical ways of doing things too.
黒のクイーンが通る道に白のキングを置くことはない。
The sound of her heels draws near as Arabella's voice creeps closer.
もしくは他の手もあるわね。盤上をひっくり返すのよ。
The tip of Arabella's shoe steps over the photograph, obscuring it. She gently forces my chin up with her hand and slides her fingers inside my coat. She then pulls out my pistol, presses it into my hand, and aims the barrel straight at her own chest.
ここで引き金を引けばキングでもクイーンを殺せる。あなたには守りたいものがあるでしょう。今しかないチャンスよ。どうかしら。
Arabella pulls the pistol closer to herself, and the barrel digs deeper into her chest. This isn't a move anyone who understands the board would make. Because taking the queen with the king requires too great a sacrifice.
分かってるじゃない。そうよ。最も近い駒を犠牲にしなければならない。
Like I said, it's a magical world. There are many ways to break the rules. You don't have to rely on adoption, we'll just say that much.
でも生きるためならためらう理由はないわ。崖っぷちに立たされても意地汚く生き残りたいと思わない。
Arabella's hand wraps around the finger poised over the trigger. If she squeezes now, the bullet will fly straight through her heart. But the king I intend to bring down isn't you. Yes, killing Arabella would solve the immediate threat. However, it would also ignite an all-out battle between the SS Nightmare and SS Deneb agents. Even worse, it could spark conflict between the Empire and the Stella Familia. If Arabella is working with Annis, or with some other outside faction, the leverage she's holding, the whereabouts of Tifera and Tiana, could pass directly into their hands. If we lose everything in a war of attrition while handing the initiative to our enemies, then pulling the trigger now would be a self-defeating move. There are many things I need to learn about the Empire. If that's the case, I'd rather take this head on, just as I always have. Apply directly to the forehead. Whenever I see head on, I just... That freaking commercial. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Oh, it will never leave my mind. Living rent-free. Anyway. Advance without retreating while holding on to the justice I strive for.
有能なリーダーとは狐のように狡猾で獅子のように勇猛でなければね。ますます気に入ったわ、あなた。
Don't get ahead of yourself. Arabella releases her grip and goes back to examining her own nails. I didn't fall off this cliff, but I've got a precarious walk along a tightrope going forward.
改めて私はあなたを観察したいわ。最も近いところであなたの決断一つ一つを見守り味わう。私の条件を一つだけ飲んでくれるのなら、あなたの感染が帝国の人間を隠してるってこと、秘密にしておいてあげる。
She changing her request or just hammering it in? Let's hear it.
とっても簡単なことよ。それにどうせあなたが飲まざるを得ない条件でもあるしね。
Cliffhanger. Pawn Panther Purge. Arabella served as the former commander's shadow.
アラベラは前の団長が急逝したことで今の地位についた。まだ10年も経ってない話だね。
Quest kill thyself. Now! No. Oh boy. No, she wouldn't do that. She wants to see what the captain does. Well, it's something he'll do anyway. Hmm.
歴代団長の中にもこういうケースは結構多いみたいだよ。内輪もめで引きずり下ろされたり、恨みを買った敵に暗殺されたり。
どうしてまたブラックスピカの年表を見ているの？
私の勘がピンときたんだ。今回の事件を追うには結局のところアラベラがどんな人間なのか知らなきゃいけない。戦場での戦術はある程度決まってるけど、相手の指揮官によっては対応を変える必要があるからね。頭を使うからには糖分が欲しいな。ねえ副団長、なんか甘いの持ってない？
甘いものでしたら、団長はよく飴を持ち歩いております。図書館での飲食は基本 NG なので、食べ物は備えておりませんが。
Yeah, people better not be eating in the library.
ハニーカクテルでもお飲みになりますか？
毒入りっていうあれ？
それは決して皆様を殺したりはしません。大丈夫です。気品を害することはありません。殺しませんよ。本当に大丈夫ですから。
Why is she so flustered about this?
そんなに慌ててどうしたの？どうやって作るのか気になってきたな。ねえ、飲むのはなしでカクテル作るとこだけ見せてくれない？
ダメです。危険ですから。貴賓の皆様を傷つけるわけにはいきません。それでは団長に合わせる顔が。
飲まなきゃ大丈夫っしょ。 毒はどこで作るの？ここ？それともここ？
そこを勝手に触ったら。
また変なところに脱線してるわね。リキニア副団長、担当直入に聞くわ。あなたが前の団長を殺したの？
違います。私はやってない。殺してないです。
Hmm. She seems to be rather flustered about killing. Well, you have some kind of past trauma? Like, did she accidentally kill somebody?
ブラックスピカの前団長が毒で亡くなったことは知っているわ。銀河では毒に関係する団員が次の団長になるという予想が有力だった。でも結局今の団長の座についたのはアラベラだった。帝国の情報網は長い間ブラックスピカを注視してきたし、大抵のことは知っているの。だからアラベラがどういう人か教えてくれないかしら。
はい、それは。
教えてくれないならハニーカクテルを飲むわ。体液の添加量をおもてなし用の10倍にして。
そんなの死んじゃいます。教えます。どうか死なないで。皆様に死なれたら私は。
今の脅しだったの？
こういう交渉が有効な時もあるのよね。
Yeah, I mean, she gets seriously flustered at the idea of killing somebody. Well, I mean, to her, that would be a threat. Still a weird threat, but yeah, okay. It's believable, I guess.
私から申し上げられることはそれほど多くはありません。前団長の件をご存知でしたらほとんど基地の話になるでしょう。近くで見ていたか遠くで見ていたか、その程度の違いしかありません。私はあの瞬間アラベラの最も近くにいました。敵の手口がどんどん巧みになってきているな。そろそろ身代わりがもう一人必要か。アラベラ、お前にチャンスをやろう。
ありがとうございます、団長。
ステラファミリアは星の祝福を受け継いだ種族。お前にはその祝福がある。普段から食事の毒味をし、御餐や茶会、晩餐といった食事の席では私の代わりを務めるんだ。ブラックスピカに恨みを持つ人間は多い。食べ物に毒が盛られていてもおかしくはない。美食は誰もが欲するものだ。悪くないだろう。
私は上から逃れるために入団したわけではありません。ホワイトアルタイル、アズール商団、どちらも私の居場所ではありませんでした。
天性だと言いたいのか。良い返事だ。鳥が巣を作り、ウサギが穴を掘るように、私の居場所は自然とブラックスピカに決まったわ。あなたにもわかるかしら。
What? Arabella turns the brilliant gemstone fragment over in her hand, scattering light across the room. Wherever the light falls, it reflects the desires buried deep within the heart like a kaleidoscope.
万華鏡の孵化場で採取した原石のサンプルよ。見るものによってそれぞれ違う何かを映し出す。
私はこれが人間の本性。その中でも欲望を映し出すものと見ているわ。だって私が覗き込むたびに最も鮮烈だった過去の本能がまるで今この瞬間のもののように映るんだもの。
As Arabella turns the gemstone, the image of Gorgophne, the former commander of the Black Spica, manifests once again.
ブラックスピカとホワイトアルタイルは相入れない。チェスで白の駒と黒の駒が定められているのと同じように。
これが私の生涯で最も鮮烈だった欲望であり、あなたへの要求でもあるわ。生きる目的とはかくも得難く、たやすく消えてしまうもの。
She turns the gemstone slightly, and a different perspective of that desire is reflected. Arabella gives the soup a taste before Gorgophne starts eating.
問題ありません、団長。どうぞお召し上がりください。
ありがとうアラベラ。お前のおかげでいつも安心できる。先日の晩餐は楽しかったかい？
はい。ブラックスピカが銀河系でどのような立ち位置かはっきり知ることができました。
どのような者たちにあったんだ？
毒入りのものを食べて倒れた際、近づいてきた刺客たちに団長の居場所を聞かれました。私がブラックスピカの団長だと名乗り、要件を述べるよう促したところ、すぐさま刃を向けてきました。
いつものことだな。
ほとんどの資格は片付けましたが、一人逃がしたせいで晩餐会がめちゃくちゃになりました。いつか報復に来るかもしれません。完璧に対応できず申し訳。
Just then, Gorgophne reaches out toward Arabella's face. Her hand all but brushes past Arabella's cheek before resting on the crown of her head, stroking her hair so gently it only makes the faintest rustling sound.
十分だ。その程度の半端者どもならおじけづいて遠くへ逃げるだろう。
ゴルゴフォネ様。
ブラックスピカは目的を達成するためなら手段を選ばない。そのため信念や意志を見失う団員も多い。一団員であれば間違いではないが、それでは弱肉強食の世界で階段を登ることはできない。
Not hesitate to use any means necessary. Okay.
最上位の捕食者は他よりも高い位置で全ての獲物を見渡さなければならないんだ。お前の目には何が見える？アラベラ。
Arabella closes her eyes. She furrows her brows, searching beyond what lies before her while looking at what already exists deep within herself at the same time. The gemstone's light scatters over Arabella's head. The light reflected from the present settles over her like a crown.
交渉で弱点を晒し身を伏せる動物たち。その動物たちに食われる惑星の虫たちが見えます。
私たちはその上に立ち獲物を選ぶ捕食者だ。 そうだな。
はい。しかし虫たちが軍団をなしたらどうしましょう。勝てるのでしょうか。
故に私たちはブラックスピカという名のもとに集い、ジェラは帝国を成したんだ。帝国がどうやって権力を維持しているか知っているかい？欺瞞、偽善、計略。平和の殻をかぶった権力者の我欲で獲物の目を隠す。私たちはただ嘘を少しそぎ落とし、本能によって群れをなすのみ。君主を羨望せよ、アラベラ。お前はそれに足る資質を持っているのだから。
ありがとうございます、ゴルゴファネ様。ゴルゴファネは君主とは何かを教えてくれた人だった。
Arabella turns the gemstone a little further. The reflected light filling the commander's room turns crimson, much like the final rays of a setting sun, or the blood pouring from prey in its final moments.
そしてその教えは簒奪によって完成したわ。私が唯一欲望のままに望んだ死だった。
Alright, Pawn Panther Purge 2. Arabella saw through Gorgophne's true intentions and made her decision. As a cart laden with food makes its way toward the banquet hall, a deep, dark silence settles over the lobby. The faint clatter of a single set of utensils is all that can be heard. The banquet hall is packed with crew members holding their breath, their eyes locked onto Arabella. Arabella cuts a generous, bite-sized piece from the edge of her nearly raw steak and places it into her mouth. She cuts the vegetables accompanying the meat into pieces of similar size and eats them as well. Her small lips part frighteningly as she swallows her prey. She then drizzles some red wine sauce from a long, slender flask-like container over her meal, before placing more of the meat and vegetables into her mouth. The distinct aroma of the sauce drifts through the banquet hall.
問題ありません、団長。どうぞお召し上がりください。
いつもありがとう、アラベラ。では、皆でいただこう。料理を堪能する間は、自分が捕食者という自覚を持ち、食事以外では牙を向かないように。
At this, the crew members raise their utensils in unison. Only the clatter of knives scraping against plates breaks through the silence. Not a single soul engages in cheerful banter or eats with greedy gusto.
ゴルゴフォネは衣食住すべてを厳しく管理したわ。食事の場では会話禁止。生まれつき荒っぽいものが多くてすぐ喧嘩になったから。誰と誰が寝床を一緒に使うかもゴルゴフォネが自ら決めた。でも夜に起きた出来事にはいかなる場合でも介入せず不問にしたわ。これもまたゴルゴフォネの悪趣味の一つだった。私が誰と同じ部屋を使ってたか知りたい？
Will you actually tell me if I ask?
隠す理由はないもの。リキニア、今の副団長よ。 あの頃は案内人の役割を担ってた。私が毒味で何かあったら自分が全部責任を取るって大口を叩いてたわね。
Ripples form in the banquet hall, reflected in the gemstone-like liquid. The image blurs as though the kaleidoscope itself were shedding tears, then displays the present-day Lakinia.
でも私には何の力もありませんでした。皆等しくゴルゴフォネ様のおもちゃでした。それぞれの立場で生き残るためにあがく姿をゴルゴフォネ様は楽しんでいたのです。私はただゴルゴフォネ様の命令通り私の体液を差し上げただけです。団長であれば護身用の武器は種類が多いほど良いとのことでしたが、ブラックスピカの最も強い武器は闇のもとにある。この言葉の意味わかるかい？
闇の中で正体を隠し全てを見渡せ、自分の行動を他人に感づかせるなという意味です。
その通り。欺瞞とは君主たるものなら誰しも備えている能力だ。自由は放縦でなく、自由の対価は果てしない警戒心だ。高い闇から見下ろす術を学びたいならここの本を読め。
ありがとうございます、ゴルゴフォネ様。
アラベラ、お前は死が怖くないのかい？
はい。
団長の身代わりとは代わりに死ぬ役割だ。死を恐れない生き物はいない。だがお前はまるで最初から命などないという風に死を怖がらないじゃないか。
私はこの命を賭しても団長のおそばに居続けたいと思います。それが私の天性なのでしょう。
良い返事だ。もうすぐ晩餐の時間だな。今日もお前の天性を試すとしよう。
はい、ゴルゴフォネ様。
As a cart laden with food makes its way toward the banquet hall, a deep, dark silence settles over the lobby. The faint clatter of a single set of utensils is all that can be heard. The banquet hall is packed with crew members holding their breath, their eyes locked onto Arabella. Arabella cuts a generous bite-sized piece from the edge of her nearly raw steak and places it into her mouth. She cuts the vegetables accompanying the meat into pieces of similar size and eats them as well. Her small lips part frighteningly as she swallows her prey. She then drizzles some red wine sauce from a long, flask-like container over her meal, before placing more of the meat and vegetables into her mouth. The distinct aroma of the sauce drifts through the banquet hall.
問題ありません、団長。どうぞお召し上がりください。
Never mind, it's not safe to eat. Arabella collapses to the floor, vomiting up all the meat and vegetables she swallowed. Blood and stomach acid splatters across the floor. The crew members watch on as if they had seen it all before. Gorgophne merely rests her chin against her hand, observing without moving a muscle.
毒が入っています。この料理を食べては。
今日は普段よりも症状がひどいな。死にはしないだろうが。料理は全て捨てて作り直せ。今日厨房で働いた者たちは3日間独房に入れろ。
At Gorgophne's command, the crew springs into action in perfect unison. Some shout out, proclaiming their innocence, while others knock them over the head before dragging them away. The rest rise from their seats and return to their respective duties. The kitchen hands who had no part in preparing that day's meal head back to the kitchen. Only Arabella remains upon the cold floor, lying in a pool of warm blood as she calls out for Gorgophne. As her consciousness fades, a slender ray of light appears before her eyes. The light reflects a vision of another Arabella. At a luncheon 7 days later, she is once again on the floor from being poisoned. Arabella collapses from poison time and time again. At a banquet on another day. At a tea party aboard some distant ark. Even during clandestine military negotiations. The blood she vomits spreads across the ground in distorted patterns, like some incomplete kaleidoscope.
あの頃の私は死ぬことを誰よりも切に望んでいたわ。それが私の天性で最も適切な使い道だと思ったから。ゴルゴフォネの信頼に応えたかったのかもね。ええ、それが一番大きかったわ。
I'm gonna make a guess. I'm thinking Gorgophne is the one that poisoned her, just for shits and giggles. And she probably used Licinia's poison for it.
すべての教えを自分のものにしたかった。誰よりも優れたブラックスピカになりたかった。ゴルゴフォネの教えで最も役に立ったのは、高い闇の中から見下ろす方法だったわ。おかげでゴルゴフォネの真実が分かったの。
ゴルゴフォネ様は定期的に毒を要求しました。そして毒を渡した後は必ずアラベラが倒れました。
Yep.
もしやと思って瓶の中にレモンシロップを入れた時は、アラベラがステーキのソースからレモンの味がすると言いました。あの時のことを思うと罪悪感で涙が止まりません。あんなこと想像すらできませんでした。
So that's probably why she has that trauma about killing people with her poison.
私がゴルゴフォネ様のために用意していた毒がアラベラを苦しめていたなんて。
リキニアは私にしがみついて泣きじゃくったわ。ごめんなさい。自分のせいだとは知らなかった。誰かを守りたかっただけなのに、自分自身が恨めしい。そして私はリキニアの顔に手を伸ばした。あのかわいそうな頭を撫でてこう言ったわ。一番強力な毒を用意してちょうだい。今夜ブラックスピカの主が変わるわってね。
私は怖くて仕方ありませんでした。私のせいで何もかもが間違った方向へ転んでいる気がしました。それなのに抗うこともできずにアラベラの言う通りにしました。 普段の数十倍も強力な毒を瓶に入れゴルゴフォネ様に渡した時、一言だけでも何か言おうとしましたが、ゴルゴフォネ様は私の手から毒瓶をもぎ取っていくだけで一瞬たりとも振り向きませんでした。私の役割はそこで終わったのです。
私は心から彼女を信じたというのに、彼女にとって私はおもちゃに過ぎなかった。あらゆる欲望よりも復讐したいという欲がこみ上げたわ。私が何をしたと思う？
アラベラはあの日の晩餐で毒入りのソースを皿にかけませんでした。代わりに手に持った食事用のナイフにつけてゴルゴフォネ様に襲いかかったのです。
Okay, but I thought she was gonna like pretend to eat it and then not actually eat it or something. I don't know.
ナイフは小さかったけれど問題なかったわ。一寸の狂いもなく正確に刺したの。
ゴルゴフォネ様は悲鳴すら上げられず、胸を掴んで痙攣しながら倒れました。
一面に広がる赤ワインソースの上に完璧な晩餐が用意された。
アラベラはナイフを持ってゴルゴフォネ様に近づきました。
一口サイズにステーキを切っていったわ。そしたら長くて硬いムカデのような何かがナイフの先に引っかかった。
旗を掲げるようにナイフを高く引き上げたあの時、それはまるで今の蛇腹剣を振るう姿そのものでした。最高の晩餐だったわ。しばしの沈黙の末にやがて皆が杯を掲げた。あの夜は何も喉を通りませんでした。多くの者はナイフとフォークを下ろしました。
Hey there, Tavio. 150 streak. Nice. Very nice. How you doing? You managed to arrive at a very interesting time. That was some imagery.
歓声を上げ、ある者は悲鳴を上げて逃げましたが、アラベラだけは平然としていました。まるで私たちとは違う現実を見ているように。
一階のコマは最も高い座に上り詰め、ブラックスピカの新たな団長として生まれ変わった。対局を制し復讐はなった。もはや恐れるものなどない。血に染まりし宴会場にて最後の晩餐を堪能しよう。でも歓喜と熱望を極めた後にあるのは空虚のみ。ゴルゴフォネは死ぬ前にこんな言葉を残したわ。
愚かなやつめ、お前は自ら生きる目的をなくしたのだ。
私は自分の使い道がブラックスピカにあると思ってた。私の命と等しい価値のある何かのため、ここで力を尽くすと心に決めた。でもゴルゴフォネへの復讐心で生きる目的を投げ捨て、ブラックスピカの団長になってから、全てを見渡せる代わりに 何も感じなくなったわ。しがらみから抜け出すため髪の毛を赤く染めてもまだ縛られたままよ。ただ意味もなく駒を動かし目的のないゲームを続けるだけ。そんな時あなたに会ったの。今まで観察してきた帝国のファーストで最も興味深いコマ。あなたなら私のように盤上を抜け出して新たな視野を手に入れることができるわ。でもそこにたどり着く方法や理念は全く違うでしょう。まるで相入れない黒と白のコマのようにね。
Arabella sets the gemstone down on her desk. Its radiance steadily dims until the light converges into a single point.
あなたと共に万華鏡の深城に行かせて。生への欲望が幻のように波打つ場所。アネスという化け物が口を開いて待つ盤上。そこであなたを観察するわ。
Arabella moves in and tilts my chin up with the tip of her index finger. As she leans down, the lips that once swallowed poisoned meat draw nearer and nearer.
誰にも邪魔されずあなたを存分に味わいたい。
I need an adult. She runs her tongue along her small lips, a thin smile pulling at the corners of her mouth. Her deep crimson eyes gleam sharply.
感情。
Just as Arabella cups my face in both hands and leans in, the door to the commander's room suddenly flies open.
団長、ペレグリンさんからのお便りです。
Of all the people, I was not expecting Veronica. Lamau.
ちゃんと悪党らしく誰にもバレずに持ってきましたよ。
There it is. Just like a proper villain. Oh my. Friggin' Veronica. I mean, it does seem like the crew is living better lives under Arabella than they were under Gorgophony. I mean, if they weren't, then I don't think Veronica would be the way she is. So it really seems like they're making her out to be more of an anti-hero. Yeah. And the derpy music.
あれれ、私何か悪いことでもしたのでしょうか。
Classic. A gem called Desire. What is the true nature of the desire that Arabella seeks? Okay, the past. Around 7 years after Arabella arrives on the SS Deneb, Commander Gorgophony calls for her on a personal matter. Arabella had only just managed to recover from her poisoning, and her body is still frail. However, her weakened body does nothing to dull her mind. It's obvious that an important conversation is to take place. Arabella silently trails after the guide. Gorgophony is dining alone. There's a small bowl containing some stew and a tray holding some thinly sliced pieces of liver. Oh. What's with the sudden jazzy music? From the other side of the door, a crew member who had been standing by disappears, their voice fading along with their footsteps as they move away. The commander slices off a piece of the liver and places it into her mouth. Arabella pulls out the lone chair opposite the commander and sits down. Gorgophne spoons more stew into her mouth and works her knife in near total silence. You know what? I thought Gorgophne was supposed to be like some kind of demon, but I didn't notice her ears. She has, I think those are cow ears. Yeah, she's probably like some kind of cow species. Those who pursue something new as they discover what they have, and those who seek to protect what they have completely and eternally. Dacia. Okay, she got tired of the lion's eye. You know, I sort of wish they had kept Arabella in like this type of outfit. That's so much better than the one she has now. Like, even make it red or something to go with her hair. Or whatever color, I don't know. Just one. What is it, Gorgophne? Yep. Just then, the door opens and food is served. A square lid covers the tray, its edges completely sealed with a thick layer of wax. Gorgophne personally breaks the wax seal and lifts the lid. Warm steam comes wafting out. Gorgophne returns to her seat, and the two eat in silence. Gorgophne cuts through the silence with a question. You know, just some personal irony here. This is about jewels are precious because they're the only radiant things that endure without ever changing. And I just thought that was funny because the other day I saw a video about somebody cleaning an old ring, like diamond encrusted ring. And it's like they had to be careful cleaning it. You can't just what was it, like burn it off or anything, because then the grime would go into the diamonds. But anyways, like the diamonds were all murky and whatnot because of all the grime over them all, or over the course of years. So I just thought that was sort of funny. It's like jewels can be eroded and murkified, whatever. Gorgophne rises from her seat, walks over to a display cabinet, and takes out a bottle of wine to hold up. Brassian Tokaji. Dang, 800-year-old wine. Yeah, it's like, I don't know how they would have made it, but even alcohol will go bad after hundreds of years. Well, most alcohol. Simply continues to age extraordinarily slowly. Uh-huh. Gorgophony was a commander of absolute, unwavering conviction, and she held to that conviction without the slightest deviation until the day she died. Arabella still did not know the true nature of the pure desire Gorgophony pursued. Okay. Well, getting close to chaos. Uneasy alliance. An uneasy alliance with the Black Speaker's commander begins.
Kamiと運命に関する歌がいつになく自然に奏でられており喜ばしい。ベロニカ、これが本当に急を要する頼りか、じっくり考えてみたのかしら。
それはペレグリーさんってソンって名前の羊と一緒にいるじゃないですか。お二人を見るとなんだか私とコアルスキー卿みたいで、そこまでたくさんあったわけじゃないですけど、なんか親近感が湧くというか、それでペレグリーさんのことになるとちょっと浮かれちゃって。
I love Sir Kowalski, he's chilling up there on her head.
質問の答えになってないわ。
チュチュ、ごめんなさい、すべて私のせいです。
何が悪いのかも分からずにとりあえず謝るのね。悪党になるにはまだ早いかしら。いい子には飴をあげるわ。出て行きなさい。
わーい、ありがとうございます。これって何味なんですか？
殺素剤味よ。本物の製品とそっくりのね。
I didn't really notice before, but I'm just seeing Sir Kowalski's expressions change. And I love it.
あなたはネズミじゃないから関係ないでしょ。嫌ならお供のハムスターにあげてもいいわ。
隊長、ハムスターじゃなくてコアルスキー卿です。
Arabella turns away as if completely indifferent to what kind of person Veronica is. You're pretty cold-hearted for a commander.
別に死ぬわけじゃないし、団長の施しを拒む方が薄情じゃなくて。帰る前にあなたのやるべきことを一つ一つ教えてあげるわ。私の面倒見の良さに感謝してちょうだい。
団長が変わった経緯は分かったわ。それでアラベラが団長になってからはブラックスピカをどう運用しているの？
Yeah, that's the question. I mean, from the way people are acting, it seems like she's not a bad leader. But at the same time, what was that with Veronica giving her rat poison flavor candy? What? Was it actually rat poison flavor?
他の団員たちからすればさほど変わってはいないでしょう。団員はいつも危険な仕事をし、団長はいつも勝手に行動しますので。ただ危険な戦闘に直接赴くことはかなり減りました。
Okay, they're generally safer.
それぞれが専門分野で情報を集めてアラベラに提供すれば、アラベラはそれをクモの巣のように紡ぎ獲物の接近を待ちます。
Yeah, I mean, Arabella's sort of got that spider. Well, she's got like spider colors, red and black. There's this whole web weaving thing, but he has ears like, I'm not sure what kind of animal ears those are. I would almost think bear. Hmm.
獲物が引っかかればそれを味わいつつより大きな獲物を待つといった感じです。
I feel like they should have gone all in with the spider motif.
例えば
Hey everyone. Sorry, was I interrupting an interesting conversation?
艦長、大丈夫だったの？交渉の結果は？
I'm fine. Not a scratch on me. But the thing is, Arabella will be accompanying us to the Kaleidoscope Hatchery.
うわ、予想してた結果のうち3番目に嫌な選択肢だね。どうせ私たちは行かなきゃだし、問題はないけど、どうして一緒に行きたいのかな。
Arabella approaches with the slow, deliberate click of her heels. Her chilling, hollow gaze seems to draw closer faster than the sound of her heels.
艦長の観察には最適の場所だもの。
Hey, no, those aren't bear ears. I don't know why I had a different image of them in my head. Oh, does she have a tail? I can't tell if she has a tail. Can't think of what kind of ears those would be. Got, like, fuzz in there. I don't know. Can't figure it out. I feel like that would be a hint toward her character if I could figure it out, but I don't know.
もしかするとそこで退屈な性の理由を見つけることができるかも。
どうも嫌な予感がするな。艦長と直接交渉した結果だし、しょうがないか。
艦長、少し耳を貸して。分かってると思うけれど、あいつはアネスと協力関係を結んでいる可能性が高いわ。本当にいいの？
There's actually one more demand of hers that we'll have to fulfill. I'll explain more about it later. Right now, we just don't have a choice.
艦長、一体何を？
Just then, a unigram message arrives from Lethe, who I'd contacted on the way back. Once the decision is finalized, it'll be difficult to reverse. I wonder if he's making some move to officially take in Tiffer and Tiana. That way, Arabella doesn't have any leverage over him. Or it could be something else. Something that Arabella made him do. Or maybe it's just about bringing Arabella with them. Who knows? It's fine. I'll explain everything to the director myself later. Cancel the request for the cooperation of the executive Department Investigations Bureau. Oh. Okay, he's turning away the reinforcements. After I complete the exchange and tuck the terminal away, Arabella meets me with a satisfied smile.
あとは出立の支度をするだけね。
In exchange for keeping her mouth shut to the Empire regarding Tifera and Tiana, Arabella demanded 2 conditions. One was to let her tag along with us to the Kaleidoscope hatchery. The other was that we reject any outside assistance whatsoever, aside from the honored guests currently aboard the SS Deneb.
ビキニア、毒は十二分に用意してちょうだい。ご信用に役立つわ。
I don't like the way you said that.
かしこまりました、団長。みんな顔色が良くないわね。
私納得できないわ。帝国の協力を拒み、ブラックスピカの団長であるアラベラと同行するだなんて、一般的な交渉結果としてありえない。艦長に何をしたの？
どうしてそこまで警戒するのかしら。交渉には何の問題もなかったわ。私たちはただ互いの秘密を少し覗き込んだだけよ。
We do a little blackmail.
ねえ、そうでしょ。
I suppose you're not entirely wrong.
アイアンレインでもブラックスピカと協力した部隊の大抵は軍事裁判にかけられた。ブラックスピカは容疑なしって逃れられたのにね。
Well then.
嫌な予感がする。気をつけて、艦長。
そんな風に偏見を振りかざされてはキリがないわ。アイアンレインはファースト問題でいつでも帝国に振り回され、今回も結局ファーストのことで帝国に助けを求めている。逆に帝国からすると大切な資産であるファーストをアイアンレインのせいで失ったと見れる状況ね。ところであなたたちって最初からそんなに仲が良かったのかしら？
仲違いを狙っているの？
私はまあ親しかったファーストを亡くしてだいぶ経ってるし。
アイアンレインが帝国に振り回されてるとは思ってない。だからブラックスピカにも振り回されないわ。
頼もしいじゃん、アニカ。何かあったら私が蜂の巣にしちゃいます。なんですか？じっと見て。
その銃は慎重に撃つべきです。本当に味方なのに蜂の巣にしたら撃たれた方はとても痛いですから。
まさか撃たれるのが怖いんですか？
私は体が丈夫なわけでも逃げ足が速いわけでもないのでどうかできるだけ団長を信じてください。決して団長からはあなた方を害したりはしないはずです。
副団長って人も一癖ありますね。
If you're all ready, let's get moving.
仕方ないわね。アネスは万華鏡の不可情。中でもカオスのコアに向かった可能性が高いわ。そこでファーストとカオスのコアの融合に関して何か企んでるはずよ。私たちは最速でカオスのコアへ向かい、彼女を阻止しなければならない。そういえばアネスの持つ宝石の使い道を教えてくれるって話だったでしょ。それはいつ言うつもり？
おいおい教えるからせかさないで。あなたたちならいずれ知ることになる話だから。やっとナイトメア号の艦長と同行できるんだもの。今はこの胸躍る気持ちに浸らせてちょうだい。ご迷惑をおかけしないよう最善を尽くします。
さっきからなんか引っかかるな。何かを見逃してる。私が知ってたはずの何かを。
Okay, there's still a side story here. Black and White. The Black Speaker members seek to unravel the mysteries surrounding this sortie. Marin spots Yuri walking by in a VR headset and calls out to her. As Yuri tries to walk past, Marin grabs her. Yuri pops open her mechanics box, projects a holographic image, and deftly enters a set of coordinates. The footage being transmitted by the drone is displayed. Several dazzling gemstone-like objects can be seen scattered throughout the area. The drone enters one of the bug burrows that open into the ground. Darkness fills the display before a cave illuminated by colorful gemstones comes into view. Funny you should say that. The drone's feed begins to tremble intensely as it moves deeper into the cave. The screen suddenly shakes violently before the transmission cuts out. Not the honeybee. Rip. Yuri stares at her mechanics box with a stupefied look on her face. Baron and Veronica leave the dumbfounded Yuri behind and head for the library. A familiar voice calls out. Oh, it's Magna. Ermagerd. Magna and her adventures. Ah, yeah. I wonder if they're gonna go to the Kaleidoscope Hatchery as well. Poor Selena. She's been there the whole time. Oh. Magna's eyes begin to sparkle. Okay, but do they ever find out what the actual deal is with the Kaleidoscope Hatchery? I mean, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be documented already or if people don't know what's going on there. Like with all the jewels being bugs. Bug burrow. Despite distrust and suspicion, they must press forward together into the depths of chaos. The entrance to the Kaleidoscope Hatchery is not much different from the small chaos nearby. What stands out, though, are the giant gemstones scattered throughout the area. The same kind as the one Arabella showed me before. The light reflected from them was far more expansive and beautiful. With every step forward, the gemstones vividly reflect each person's desires and emotions. Their light cascades, reflects, and surges in all directions. Okay. What is this? Shield? Okay.
弓の名手の腕見せ大吉中さーて気合い入れていくよいつでもいけるわ弓の今がチャンスさあや大吉中消えなさいや
Nice.
付き合い
Scream for me. Okay.
悲鳴をあげなさい存分にあがいてみせて弓の名手の腕さあ今がチャンス踊って
Hollow Verdict activates fracture inflicted by that unit, but only that unit. So, I gotta see if there's like an epiphany to that. Wait, is that... Yeah, epiphanies... Activate fracture inflict... Wait, fracture amplification. But yeah, it can activate fracture inflicted by allies. If the target's in a fracture amplification state, enable effect. How do you get fracture amplification? Anyway, I'm not too big on fracture anyway.
存分にあがきなさい弓の目は踊ってあがいてみせて前のカオスでも見た風景のはずだけどこんなに綺麗だったっけあまりじっくり見ない方がいいわ見とれてると正気を失うからそうだねしっかりしないとただでさえここら辺はインベーダーのせいで虫の巣のようにここは虫の巣のように道が複雑で万華鏡のような幻覚で方向感覚が狂うわ助けてほしくなったらいつでも言ってちょうだい
Examine the jewel pile. The closer one approaches, the more slowly the gem draws light up from within. The light, flickering in time with the expression and breath of the one reaching out, reflects that person's emotions for just a moment. I don't like any of these. Hooey. Need some other way to draw then. Arabella approaches and lightly brushes the surface of the crystal with her fingertip. The light gathered clearly into a single line following her hand, then scattered in all directions once more. Arabella continues gently, as if teaching. Only then does the group finally understand how the ore reacts.
そうそう、弓矢の使用も気をつけた方がいいわ。閃光弾や信号弾のような発光装置がある武器は原石にどんな影響があるかわからないから。少しは勉強になったかしら。
ああ、もうムカつくムカつく。どうしてこんなに腹が立つの？
ヒルデさんをここまで怒らせる人は珍しいですが、いろんな意味ですごいですね。
そうね。ヒルデを怒らせるのはあんたの役割だと思ってたわ。
今がチャンス。さあさあ頑張ろう。
踊って悲鳴を上げなさい。
いつでもいけるわ。
存分にや。
さーて気合い一気に仕留めるよ。
待機中。消えなさ
い。いつでもいけるわ。
漆黒の中に刻まれる罪。
Okay, it didn't show damage there at first.
観察の価値もない。さようなら。待機中。はっ。
I shouldn't have done that. I could have killed it.
弓の
Observer's pleasure. Fracture amplification for each enemy. Okay, so that's how you do fracture amplification. Hmm.
今がチャンス。さあさあ頑張ろう。
踊って。長いと見せて。
さあ当たれ。どんどん
存分に
攻めろ。
描きなさい。踊って悲鳴を上げなさい。
A single invader mushroom stands alone in the middle of the passage. Its surface glows faintly. It seems like the slightest stimulation would make something spray out. Which color got to you? Oh. Did it spray? The group examines the surface of the mushroom. Blue, red, yellow, green. The spores come in a variety of colors. Blue inquiry, red control, yellow possession, green survival. Hmm. Feel they choose over the word control a bit too late.
何か引っかかることでもあるのかしら。
あいつら貴賓扱いで言ってたんだろ。なんであんな暗い顔なんだ。
デネブ号で何かあったんでしょうか。今回もきっと冷遇されたんですよ。ナイトメア号を狙う人たちって大抵裏がありますから。お礼がしたいとか言っておいて、私たちの名前がリストからすっぽ抜けてたのもきっとそんな理由です。デネブ号を見物できなかったから拗ねてるみたいですね、レイ。
Provoke the mushroom. But why? The moment the red spores spread, the invaders raised themselves against one another. Hilde's feet stopped in place. Oh. Okay, we got them fighting each other, I see. It feels like they're deciding who rules this area. The group seems to have been forgotten for a moment. Rip. The largest drives out the smallest. Once the hierarchy is set, the fighting stops. Renoa and Arabella watch calmly. Only Hilde is still within that color. Awkward. It was a red she seemed to have seen somewhere. The color of that day when nothing was controlled. Oh, remove cards? Okay. Hilde was struggling to push that memory away. What exactly does that do? When fracture inflicted by allies is activated, one fracture to the target, and if there is only one enemy, two fracture. Increase damage amount of fracture inflicted by Arabella by 20%. Applied to a different target, remove fracture amplification. I mean, this is actually making me interested in the fracture mechanic, but I don't like Arabella's moves. I like chain swords, but I'm not into the whole step on me mommy thing. It's almost more of a turnoff for me. Well, not almost, it is. Boom, you did. Discard 2 from the draw pile. Go with that. None of these are really counterattack types. Okay. Trembling silence. Oh. A giant extractor emerges from the darkness. The corpses of Iron Rain soldiers are sprawled around the glowing vein. They examine the corpses. Traces of invader attacks are mixed with gunshot wounds. They all fell in the same direction. Their postures point toward the vibration's reaction point. All eyes are turned toward the vein. Their expressions are not only fear. Gaze at the vein. An ore vein glows within the darkness. The light pulses in and out like a heartbeat. The group finds their gaze drawn to it without realizing it. Epiphany. Tenacity damage. I'm just gonna go with the upgraded version. As the group members blink one by one and draw their eyes away, only Arabella takes one more step toward the light. She stretches her fingertips toward the vein. Her hand is right about to touch the light. At Renoa's voice, Arabella slowly withdraws her hand. Her smile remains unchanged. Everyone, focus! We've got enemies closing in.
みんな戦闘準備を。
このくらいの規模なら簡単に勝てるかな。
あら、じゃあ私は休んでていいかしら。は
あ？
まだ私のことを完全には信頼できてないようだから。あなたが望むなら後ろに下がってるわ。どうする？
何言ってんの。こっちの戦力は最初からあんた込みで計算してるんだよ。
へえ、じゃあ信用してくれてるってことかしら。嬉しいわね。
はあ？
ヒルデ。
ああ、もうムカつく。あんな偉そうにしといて戦闘は抜けるっつうの。信頼もクソも後でいいから今は戦えっての。
悪くない余興ね。
今がチャンス。
They have fancy hats.
踊って。悲鳴を上げなさ
いつでも行けるわ。待機中。弓の名手の腕見せてあげる。
存分に。
いつでも行けるわ。待機中。消えなさい。いつでも行けるわ。
漆黒の中に刻まれる
手加減はしない。
ああ、無価値な命。 無意味な殺戮ね。
Arabella swings her snake sword through the air, flinging chunks of flesh from the blade. Blood rains down over the shredded corpses of the invaders.
ナイトメア号の艦長じゃなきゃ手ずからこんな汚い仕事はしないわ。ねえ、リキニア。団長が直接カオスにいらっしゃることは珍しいですからね。
今がチャンス。どんどん攻めよう。さーて気合い入れていくよ。
Yeah, let's go with the street.
一気に仕留めるよ。隙あり。
踊って悲鳴を上げなさい。
Brilliant light seeps through the cracks in the cave wall. There are gems beyond it. However, under the wall, corpses are piled high, all of them fallen facing the wall. The corpses' expressions first lit up with greed, then twisted in fear. Greed led them into the death lurking before the wall. The group gathers the items scattered among the corpses. One of the items is still in usable condition. Oh. Can't go wrong with quick shelling. Well, you can, but very rarely. Throw the corpse, then enter. Arabella picks up one of the corpses at her feet and throws it beyond the crack. The group waits for a reaction for a moment. Sounds rise from all directions. As if one piece of bait were not enough to gather their attention, the sounds gradually sharpen. Not knowing what lies beyond, Hilde pries the crack open with her hands and pushes herself in first. As the inside becomes visible, among the things emitting light, there are things moving irregularly. Real and fake things are mixed together, tense and on edge. They're sensitive to stimuli. Collect the gems. Kaleidoscope fragment. Among the many things on edge, they pick out only the real ones and sweep up as much as they can. They hold their breath. In the meantime, a fragment buried deep within the jewel pile caught their hand. Caught their hand? Caught their eye? It was different from the others. Something about the way the light refracted was different. It was something never seen before. Weakens apply their ability. Yeah. Do any of you actually do weaken? Not right now. Whoops. Clicked off screen. Is vulnerable. I don't think Hilde does weaken Renoa. Wait, that's already epiphanied. Huh? I think quick shelling can get weakened. It's already epiphanied. Yeah, we don't really have any weaken. I don't know. Slap it on Arabella. As they slip out of the cave, the inside of the cave falls silent once more.
使う武器も戦術も対応の仕方もアイアンレインとは全く違う。一体一体のモンスターを相手取るんじゃなくてカオス全体をもてあそぶような動き。ブラックスピカ全員があれほどの能力を持ってるわけじゃないとは思うけど、味方になったら戦闘だけじゃなくてカオス侵入作戦自体がずっと楽になる。ああ、やっぱりムカつく。ほんと嫌なやつ。ヒルデさん、弓を振り回さないでください。怪我をしてしまいます。だって
Gemstone cluster. The dark stars twitch every now and then, but they already lie dead and sprawled out. The egg sacs have burrowed into the dark stars' bodies, making their original forms hard to recognize. They're all bodies that became a host for eggs. Atop them, freshly hatched fluters cling as if devouring corpses. Invader egg sacs are lodged in every crack of the split bodies. Lovely. Hilde's arrows cut through the light and dropped the small fry one by one. Her movements were clean and precise.
気を抜かないでちょうだい。敵はまだ押し寄せてきてるわよ。
Hola.
力を温存して動いた方がいいでしょうね。艦長、指揮をお願いするわ。
Got it. Prepare for battle, everyone. Attack the insects.
今がチャンス。さあさあ、頑張ろう。弓の名手の腕。
Doesn't count for streak.
存分にあがきなさい。あがいてみせて。
さあ、一気に仕留めるよ。弓の名手の。はあ。
観察の価値もないわ。さようなら。
待機中。消えなさい。
はあ。いや、どんどん攻めよう。
いつでも行ける。待機中。漆黒の中に刻まれる罪。いつでも行けるわ。戦術起動。散りなさい。
As the battle resumes, Arabella once again pulverizes countless enemies with her snake sword. She reads the intent behind every single one of my commands perfectly. In fact, it's as if she moves in a way that guides me into issuing the orders she wants. It's like she can peer directly into a commander's mind. I may be looking down from a higher vantage point, but I'm helpless against her movements.
今の作戦は良かったわ。ためらいがないのが気に入っ 見事な式だったからご褒美をあげなくちゃね。
What's this? Arabella draws close and hands over a piece of candy she produces from her pocket. It is by no means normal for an agent to bestow a reward upon their commander. A pocket? You're telling me she has a pocket?
もう少し見守ってからにしようかと思ってたけれど、あなたがあまりにも面白かったんだもの。コアにたどり着くまで引き続きいいところを見せてちょうだい。
みんな無事でよかった。
Alright, Black Panther's Desire. What answer could Arabella possibly be seeking from the captain?
「重心とは結局戦争を分析するための概念の一つに過ぎないわ。時間、空間、情報、資源、すべての側面で優位に立つには文字通り高みから超越的な視野で見渡す必要がある。 NF6 からの NBD7 展開対処できるかしら。
That opening.
ブラックライオン、狐のように狡猾で獅子のように勇猛なリーダーの第一歩よ。
Maybe like lion ears? Hold on. What does a lion's ears look like? Lion. Yeah. I feel like her ears sort of look like a lion's, maybe? Not quite as fuzzy on the outside. Hmm.
狐のやり口はもう分かっているでしょう。
Arabella and I play a game of chess as we move toward our destination. We don't use a board or any pieces. We simply picture the board in our minds and call out each of our moves. I played chess with Hilde before, but this is a completely different experience. Arabella's black pieces take down my white pieces from completely unpredictable angles.
何をそんなじっと見てるの？艦長とアラベラがチェスを指してるのが気になる？
すごくね。あのオープニングはロンドンシステムの攻略に効果的な作戦だよ。私はアラベラに会ってから一度もチェスのことは話してない。それなのにこれ見よがしに最初からあんなことを言ってきた。
Dismantle the what now? The London system. London system's popular 1D4 opening for white. Okay. I'm gonna pretend I understand this.
もしあいつが私たちがカオスに侵入した時から今までの情報を全て握ってるなら、それよりもずっと前、ファースト連続殺人事件が起きる前から私たちを把握してたなら、私たちは情報戦で完全に劣勢のまま戦場で孤立状態になる。恐ろしい事態だよ。
落ち着かないのは私も同じよ。もしアッシュが アラベラのせいで命を失ったのなら。
もしアネスがアラベラのせいでおかしくなったのなら、
まだ私のことを疑ってるのかしら。
びっくりした。
それならあなたにもチャンスをあげるわ。艦長と少し借りるわ、艦長。
Arabella approaches me and snatches my pistol and places it in Hilde's hand.
さあ、このまま引き金を引いて、そうすれば疑念は消えて、ここの皆が安全を取り戻すわ。
一体何を。あんた今自分が何をやってるか分かってんの？
ずいぶん手が震えてるわね。
No, she's fine. Nothing wrong here. Completely unbothered.
ひょっとしてまだ怖いのかしら。自分の失敗で全てがダメになりそうで。
なんで。動けってば。早く撃ってよ。
言ったら手榴弾のピンを抜くのは慣れてるやつが一番早いって。ヒルデはアネスを連れてウェイポイントまで退却して、ここは私が食い止める。
でもまさか自分をおとりに。
いつまで過去にとらわれたままでいる気かしら。あなたも知っているはずよ。弓は旧時代の遺物。いくら錬磨し改造しても新時代の武器を上回ることはできない。
Dang. That is completely uncalled for. I mean, I think she does pretty well with her bow.
銃は気まぐれな武器ね。体から生える爪とは違って壊れやすいし、そのせいで命を失うこともある。だから乗り越えなきゃでしょ。また仲間を失うつもり？さあ、引き金を引いて、そしたら艦長を救えるわ。
Arabella pulls the barrel into her own chest. As her chilling gaze draws nearer, all the color drains from Hilde's face. Arabella, could you maybe not throw my combatants into a chaos meltdown? Or, yeah. We're trying to make it through with sanity intact, thank you very much. Hilde flings the pistol away and curls up on the floor.
違う。私はもう二度と銃なんか手にしない。仲間を助けるため、私にそんな資格。
いい加減にして。他人の痛い過去を掘り返して何が楽しいわけ？
言ったでしょ、チャンスをあげただけよ。その子は他に比べて賢そうだったから。
はあ？
死を恐れると多くを失う。けれど人間を生かすのは生への欲望よ。私が最も欲望を燃やしたのは何だったかしらね。小さい頃は飴が好きだったわ。見てると宝石の山のようだったから。 今はこんなにもたくさんの宝石に囲まれてるけれど。
Arabella moves through the crystal formations that resemble a pile of jewels. They look far more valuable than gold or diamonds, and Arabella throws herself onto them. The crystals surge upwards like waves crashing against a cliff, scattering countless rays of light.
結局はこれらが私の命を蝕むわ。本質の何たるかを知れば、私はその次元を超えて自由となる。
The heck? Arabella reaches out into the air, and the crystals start clinking together and writhing with movement. Legs emerge from beneath them, and eyes open on their sides. Sharp claws erupt in every direction, their frantic movements scattering light as they engulf Arabella.
あれはモンスター。アラベラ様。
A swarm of claws tears into Arabella. He laughs with an expression of pure ecstasy, yet with the detachment of someone to whom nothing holds any meaning. What the heck?
このままじゃ私の体は引き裂かれて虫の餌食になるわ。いかなる狙いも作戦も存在しない。私はただ欲望に目がくらんで死に果て、あなたは自由を脅かす全ての制約から解き放たれる。さあ、あなたの欲望を言ってちょうだい。あなたが生きる理由を、決して折れることのない信念を。
That's some weird shit. Arabella! Like she says, if I leave Arabella to die here, her leverage over me regarding Tifera and Tiana dies with her. Tracking Annis down would become far easier, and if the two of them actually have joined forces, we'd be free of that concern as well. I'm unable to tell whether it's out of fear or tacit complicity, but neither Renoa nor any of the other agents make a move to approach Arabella. However, Renoa knits her brows as if torn about what to do.
艦長。
Renoa concludes her mental calculations and awaits my orders.
このまま死んだら。
Hilde struggles to remain detached in the face of death, but her resolve crumbles.
艦長、どうしましょう。このままではきっと。
The other agents are reminded of their duties. Similarly, I remember why I became a Protoss, and the reason why I want to annihilate Chaos as the captain of the SS Nightmare. Can't turn a blind eye to someone dying right in front of me. If a life needs saving, I save it, no matter who it is.
艦長。
Renoa lets out a sigh of relief, feigning surprise, yet visibly reassured. Go help Arabella, Renoa.
艦長ならそう言うと思ったわ。同行するなら勝手な行動は避けてちょうだい。次はないわよ。
Yeah, that was, something. Can't say I'm really enjoying Arabella's, personality. That just left me weirded out.
アラベラ様、大丈夫ですか？どうして私を助けたの？艦長。
Because you wanted to live. Does she? At least from where I was standing. It looked like you were really trying desperately to stay alive. I guess I get it a little bit. Like, throwing herself toward death to try to find a reason to keep living. That kind of thing, maybe? Oh hey, I'm dropping frames. Okay. Is it done? Okay, I think we're good. Anyway. I think you were trying desperately to stay alive.
面白い意見ね。そう、あなたにはそう見えるのかもね。
So stop with these tests of yours. It'll make the others worry.
アラベラ様、お怪我が。手当てをいたします。傷を見せていただければ。
リキニア。
はい。
まだ戦いは終わってないわ。もっと大きい敵が待ってるから。
Oh, hi there.
あなたが怒るのもわからなくはないわ。3回もあなたの信念を試したんだもの。失礼と思われても仕方ないことね。
The threatening roar of a monster causes even the nearby bugs to shriek and flee in terror. However, we have no reason to retreat. We only have one purpose: to forge ahead for the sake of protecting our companions. Save your apologies for later. Follow my command for now.
もちろんよ。できるリーダーの命令には従わないと。
私も体勢を整えます。
みんな、戦闘準備を。
Avark. There he is. Summons additional monsters either at the start of the turn or when a monster is defeated. Defeating the summoned monsters reduces this monster's beneficial effects. Okay. So I want to take out the little dudes. Start of the turn, summon up to 4 Avaricia. And Fracture, Amp. When the summoner dies, this monster dies. Okay.
大吉。さーて、気合い入れていくよ。みんなよろしくね。踊って。弓の名手の腕、見せてあげる。隙をついて、こうやって。さーて、気合い入れていくよ。
存分にあがきなさい。仲良く始末してあげる。じっとしてなさい。
いつでも行けるわ。
すべてをかけて。はっ。踊って悪くないわね。存分にあがきなさい。悲鳴を上げなさ
い。弓の名手の腕、見せて。今がチャンス。さーて、気合い入れていくよ。
Could have used that actually. Oh, that was a lead card.
一気に仕留めるよ。弓の名手の腕、逃げ道なんかないんだから。隙あり、隙あり、隙あり。
There's the wombo combo. Let's see. A lot of fracture.
観察の価値もない。さようなら。
付き合い
踊って悪くないわね。存分にあがきなさい。悲鳴を上げなさい。踊ってあがいてみせる。
待機中。いつでも戦術起動。知りなさい。行くわ。
Perish. When the monster finally falls, it quickly rots away after the jewel-like crystals covering its body release a foul stench.
どうかしら。今回もあなたの意図を完璧に汲み取れたでしょ。
Too perfectly. It gives me goosebumps.
あなたの指揮は見え見えだけれど、あなたという存在はまだ不可解の領域にいるの。あなたを理解したいがために無礼を働いたこと、ブラックスピカの団長として謝らせてもらうわ。
I don't believe I'm that difficult to figure out, but apology accepted.
さて、お詫びとして隠してた秘密をもう一つ出さないとね。はい、どうぞ。今のあなたに最も必要な情報のはずよ。
Arabella produces a slip of paper from her bosom and hands it over. It's a black piece of paper with some distinctive white handwriting. Unmistakably the same slip of paper we've seen time and time again while going after Annis. Annis's note?
アネスの望んだ結末じゃなかったけれど、私は楽しかったわ。
Not the ending she wanted. Tower and Labyrinth. Arabella had been hiding yet another power. Oh? If chaos is a labyrinth, then we hold the thread. The Pioneer becomes the final destination, and we are fated to collide. The hour has come to topple the lofty tower. We either join hands or crumble.
すでに予想はしてると思うけれど、ブルーファルコン号に残されてたメモはブラックスピカの証よ。このメモもアネスがあなたの手に渡ることを願って書いたもの。私はいつ、どこで、どうやって渡すかを設計しただけ。アネスはあなたが私を殺して戦利品として持ち帰ることを望んだんでしょうね。それが今までのアネスのやり方だから。
Arabella presses the elegant black note into my hand and examines her own fingernails. What is it that you want?
アネスがどうして今のような姿になったのか知ってるかしら。ファーストの真実を追っているうちに狂気に飲まれてしまったのよ。で、アネスはその秘密を共に目撃し、自分と共に帝国を滅ぼす共犯者を探しているわ。断れば殺し、同意すれば共犯者になる。そうやって今まで数えきれないほどのファーストを殺した。
Interesting. That's why she blew up the SS Blue Falcon?
過激で愚かな行為ね。私だったら選ばない手だわ。私はただ
あなたに会いたくてナイトメア号をここに誘導し、メモという餌をまいただけよ。
So what you desire is...
あなたに会う。それだけだったわ。これは本当よ。アイアンレインの子たちにもよろしく伝えてちょうだい。ブラックスピカがアイアンレインの感染を吹き飛ばしたとかいう噂になったら困るのよね。
Arabella wraps her long, slender fingers around her snake sword and spins it like a lazy pinwheel.
この時間ならアネスはカオスのコアとは違う場所にいるわ。特徴は教えるから案内を頼めるかしら。
What she looks like.
こっちで合ってる？私が聞いてたコア付近とは景色が違うけど。
ルートが変わったの。艦長が指揮しているのだから正しい道よ。
案内は艦長でも方向はアラベラが決めてるんでしょ。ブルーファルコン号事件は自分と関係ないというのもブラックスピカがよくやるトカゲの尻尾切りかもしれないわ。せめて私だけでもカオスのコアに駆けつけて。
やめて。カオスで感情に振り回されて遭難した例ならもう十分すぎるほど見たわ。
はいはい、言ってみただけよ。
こういう状況では何よりも信頼が大事なの。艦長を信じてついていけばきっとアネスに会えるわ。
信頼か。アイアンレインの報告書によればここでもアネスに会う方法があるにはある。でもあいつを信じていいのかな。
ここは万華鏡の孵化場にある全ての空間につながる中継地点よ。迷路のように入り組んでて複雑だし目が回る。万華鏡の幻に気を取られた瞬間、道を踏み外すことになるわ。ここで道に迷ったら同じ場所へ戻ってくることはできない。それが混沌で忘却だから。
Sounds just like time. I grip the pocket watch hanging around my neck. Within the palm of my hand, the hour hand moves steadily forward in a single direction. But the one who commands which way it spins is none other than the necklace's holder. Since wrong choices are difficult to undo.
あなたらしい答えね。チェスボードにとらわれた駒は前へ進むことしかできず、一度踏み出したら取り返しがつかない。その中でどれだけ抗おうとも自分に定義された限界を超えることはできないわ。インベーダーがどうして軍団と呼ばれてるか知ってるかしら。
Because they're as massive and powerful as one?
ええ、惑星を侵略するため体系化した組織構造を持ってる。あるものはポーンとして犠牲になり、あるものはクイーンとして敵の首を取る。帝国も同じよ。勢力を拡張するために誰かを犠牲にし、誰かを進撃させる。アネスはどうしてファーストが護身用の拳銃しか使えないのかを悩んだ末に自分の立ち位置を悟った。大切な人を守れなかった時の苦しみはあなたもよく知ってるでしょう。
Arabella taps the back of my hand, the one holding the pocket watch, with the tip of her finger. It feels as though the time ticking inside the watch is flowing in the same direction as she is. A sudden chill runs down my spine. You'd do well not to jump to conclusions.
それなら 私が何を知ってるか見せてあげようかしら。
Arabella steps back a few paces and opens her palm. As though revealing a hidden treasure, the surrounding gemstones begin to sparkle, manifesting themselves into a strange form of desire. That's...
カオスレリック。こいつは万華鏡の負荷状を構成する空間を自由に変形させることができるわ。例えばこんな感じかしら。
Arabella strokes the edges of the Chaos Relic with her fingertip, causing a wall to rise up and block the path we had just passed through.
何これ。
気をつけて艦長。
待って、あのレリックどうして。私が読んだ報告書では他のファーストの位置を探知できるものだって書かれてたのに。
What?
間違ってないわ。あなたの目的はアネスに会うこと。そしてアネスもあなたに会いたがってる。このレリックを使って二人の心が一致すれば、それは正しい説明になるでしょう。
じゃあまさか。
報告書の改ざんくらいナイトでポーンを打つより簡単よ。ビキニア、そろそろ行きましょう。
はい。皆様ご安心ください。これは毒ではありません。ただの煙幕ですので。
Arabella strokes the Chaos Relic once more, and Lakinia takes a deep breath. The ground rumbles and the walls tremble as if a tectonic shift is rippling through all of chaos.
艦長、命令を。
Stop, Arabella!
心配した通りじゃん。
Renoa's rose vines and Hilde's arrow fly toward Arabella simultaneously. But the smoke pouring from Lakinia's mouth engulfs both her and Arabella, while cavern walls erupt in front of Renoa and Hilde.
これは
Like scattering the pieces on a chessboard while blindfolded, everyone is separated without even knowing where they stand. Hemmed in by walls on all sides, the only people standing before me are the black chess pieces, Arabella and Lakinia. This is certainly not making me like Arabella. Path beyond darkness. Everything went according to Arabella's plan.
Konno こんなのぶっ壊しちゃうだけよ。はあ。あれ、また壁が。
アネスのメモ覚えてるかしら。混沌が迷路ならば私たちは手に糸を持っている。尖閣者が目的地となり互いにぶつかり合う運命。強い力を持つ者同士をぶつかり合わせるにはそれだけの原動力が必要なの。あなたの目には今何が見えるかしら。
Walls surrounding me on every side. A thick darkness. And you, Arabella.
私を先に見てくれるとは嬉しいわね。
私も手伝う。
落ち着いて話したかったのに、みんなせっかちね。私が受けた依頼はここまでよ。あとはもうあなたとアネスどちらにも介入しないことにするわ。あなたがどういう人間かよく分かったし、アネスの要求も叶えてあげたから。
Anis's demands?
あなたをここまで連れてきて合図をすればアネスが来ることになってるわ。カオスのコア付近、強力な力を持つファースト。アネスがどうしてあなたを呼んだかくらいわかるわよね。
Arabella strokes the Chaos Relic. A dizzying radiance floods the area, and with the glow, or within the glow, the relic vanishes from sight.
ここでアネスと二人きりになって彼女に死と協力のうちどちらかの選択を強いられたら、あなたはどちらを選ぶのかしら。
The snake sword in Arabella's hand gleams with a sharp, chilling light. As she spins it like a lazy pinwheel, the blade slices through the air with a dismal wail. I don't agree with Anis's methods.
それなら
But I refuse to choose death as well.
欲張りね。
Arabella shifts the snake sword to her other hand. As she lets it hang low, each segmented joint remains still, glaring ahead like a snake with its eyes wide open, watching its prey.
アラベラ様、アネスさんに言われた時間より少し早いようですが、よろしいのでしょうか。
私の計画は完璧のままよ。あとは艦長次第だわ。聞こえるかしら。今の音はあなたのお仲間が出したものじゃないの。どんどん近づいてるわ。ただあなたを手に入れるためにね。
Arabella slashes a gemstone gleaming like a kaleidoscope with her snake sword.
もう一度聞くわ。あなたの目には今何が見えるかしら。
Countless illusions wail as they glow along the snake sword's blade. Blurry phantoms come into view, raging, cheering, crying out in agony, and perishing. The walls that trap me in on all sides and the dense darkness all converge into a single form. From beyond that comes the sound of unfamiliar footsteps.
いかなる場合も自分自身を奪われないで。行きましょう、リキニア。次の約束の場所へ。
Next scheduled location?
はい、かしこまりました。
Arabella and Licinia casually slip away, cutting right through the point where the light converges. The surroundings shake repeatedly from the explosions and roars, quickly mixing with the terrified screeches of monsters drawn by the chaos. I don't know if Arabella helped us there a little bit while still keeping to the agreement, because Lakinia said that we're ahead of schedule. So by that, maybe Arabella gives us more time to regroup? It's never easy to get used to being left alone in the heart of enemy territory. There's that phrase again, it's hard to shake the nerves. Yeah. Like, it really it's very unnerving. That is a horrible translation.
あと少しだから。待ってて、艦長。すぐに助けるわ。
Through the crumbling walls comes the sound of footsteps. Unlike Arabella's, these shoes strike with a sharp, light cadence. They know exactly where they're going. Not toward Renault or Hilde. They head straight toward the chess piece clutching the pocket watch. Was that Annis? Why did Arabella withdraw so willingly? The kaleidoscope reflects weapons, greed, massive claws. Then what I see before me is... Suddenly, a steel figure wielding a sword gleams sharply before my eyes. Renault Zero? Oh, is that it? I guess that's the end of this story part. Okay. "19 days. 3 weeks. Well. Alright. It's whatever. I mean, I'd say the story is okay. I don't really like Arabella, whether in dress or personality. Yeah, for the dress part at least. Like I said, I wish they went with her older dress or whatever. The dress she had in the flashback. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not really into the whole dominate me mommy type thing that she's got going on. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna pull her, even though she's the core of this chapter. I'm speaking with my wallet. I don't know, that... Like... The story wasn't bad, but neither was it really that interesting to me this time. I don't know, it's... Like, there were a few small parts where it was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But, yeah, I don't know, it just really felt like it lacked a hook, a real good hook. And like I said, that part where Arabella just jumped onto the jewels and was like, oh, they're gonna eat me, oh no. That just really weirded me out. So, yeah, not too happy with this current chapter. They had a solid part 1. Part 2 is not really. I don't really care for part 2. I need more Veronica. Give me more Veronica. That was fun when she was around. For like 2 minutes. I want to explore more of Veronica's bond with Sir Kowalski.
なんでゲームをするのに隠れる必要がある？それは。
There is an event. Stella Market. Arabella's newsroom. No, this probably isn't going to really be too heavy on the story. Probably one of those do X, do Y, do Z. Where stars rise and fall, Stella Market. There, no one asks who you are, only your skill matters. Climb to the highest point through information warfare and prove yourself. There's some black text that I can't read because it's black text with no outline in a dark room. Is that climb to... Is it just showing that? Climb to the highest point, yada yada. I guess I'll check it out. Enter Arabella's newsroom. Advice: bulls make money, bears make money? What? The moment I stepped into Arabella's office, an unsettling chill hung in the air. And it's sort of weird. This must be after everything goes down in the Kaleidoscope Hatchery. But... Actually, hold on. Can I leave? No, I can't leave. I could skip it, I guess, but... Oh, whatever. I'll just check it afterwards. I was gonna say... I'm not sure if this lasts into part 3 or not. Like, the event might be over by the end of part 2. Okay. Stella Market? Secret Stock Exchange? I mean, like Wall Street? Nordu is one of the Empire's protos, or is the captain of the SS Nightmare? Is there something you want me to do there? No, what does Blackspeaker do? Okay, how? News stories hit the news every day. Predict how to invest in tomorrow's market. Am I just playing Stonks Simulator? I'm suddenly not feeling very confident. Other experts? Oh hey, it's Cassius, anonymous strategist. 3-month subscription. Oh boy. Transmission terminated. Man, I wish they would have done more with Cassius. He's just a joke character now. Such disappoint. And after I've earned your trust? Uh-huh. Bulls make money and bears make money. But pigs get slaughtered. Oh, okay then. The news row. Yeah, I'm literally playing Stonks Simulator, I think. Gamma is a type of currency used in the Stella market. Assets are calculated by including your current gamma in all your stocks. Detailed info on stock asset fluctuation by using this. You know what? Even if it's just Stonks Simulator, I'm glad that they're branching out into other forms of content instead of just being another checklist. I do applaud them for that. Well, I mean, they did it before with the rhythm game as well. Gathering intel's a must. Subsidy every time you check the news. Levels deflating. Market info through the news. Build your support strategy every day. Has Kaguya hit bottom? More people looking to buy back in. Yada yada, okay. False news mixed in as well. Oh goody. How do I know if it's false news? Okay, can buy and sell stocks. Buy Kaguya. There's the stocks fluctuation trends. Check a stock's official info. Kaguya Pharmaceutical is a biopharmaceutical megacorp based in the cryogenic biotechnology cluster on planet Peltian. It possesses unmatched technology in long-term hibernation treatments and space radiation damage recovery agents, and has recently continued to expand by securing more medical supply contracts with interstellar route development companies. As Peltian's oldest aristocratic corporation, it independently operates its own armed force, the Ethics Committee, and Genetic Test Subjects Project, driven by an extreme ideology that pursues pure biological immortality. Stock discussion room. We got not a Peltian noble, typing with my tongue, Stella Market Goddess, honest opinion. How many cares for nickname? Characters for nickname? Moonlight Prophet. Okay. The silly names amuse me. Okay. They're anonymous opinions. Oh yeah, totally anonymous opinions. Not a Peltian noble. I wonder if each of them is supposed to be a specific combatant. Let's see. I mean, I don't know. Would Stella Market Goddess be Arabella? Or I don't know who else it would be. Honest opinion? Moonlight Prophet. I don't know. Okay. Get advice, support strategy. Owen? I feel like Owen's a little young to be doing stocks, but okay. Select a support strategy to purchase stocks. Draws upon all your assets, including the stocks you currently hold. Support manually. Trust my choice. The analyst support strategy is the kind of guide. You can always make your own decisions. Okay. Right on your own. Well, it's certainly down, and it has gone way higher. Also gone slightly lower, but it's not too bad. There's a lot to gain there. Probably go for all Kaguya. Good news like this, you'll surely follow the strategy. Actually, well, what about the other ones? Let's see, yeah, they're at like one of their highest points. And Astron is mid. Listings under review. They're gonna add more later? Anyway, for now, just Kaguya. What's this? Don't fight the market. Oh, okay, there's like more story sections. I made a promise. Yeah, these will probably unlock over the course of multiple days, so won't be able to finish this today. So I'm still not there yet? How far do you want me to go? I'll do my best. I've got stonks to make. Never resist the bigger trend. Thanks for the advice. Yay! Buy the rumors, sell the news. Yeah, these unlock after 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4. Okay. Anyway, I'm all in. Delicious stonks. And now I wait for it to go high again. Color settings. Oh, you can change the colors? Okay. Oh, what the heck, I'll do this last one. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Out of the blue? She knows I got stonks. It's a little embarrassing. Yeah, I totally achieved results. I totally didn't just buy in, all in, and not sell anything yet. I need more stonks. The stonks must grow. I've still got more in me. Isn't that more of a curse than encouragement? Learned? Wait, I'm learning things? What do you mean? Okay. But actually, what is this all for? Asset grade? Like, is there any actual point to making money? Can I buy things with the currency that I make? Doesn't look like there's a shop. Is the asset grade, like, does it give me something if I get a higher asset grade? Oh, event achievements. Here we go. Wow. So yeah, get a certain amount of money, get more rewards. Then just do the quests. Don't even need to make much money. Actually, wait. From Arabella's support. So that's just by logging in and hitting the button, right? Getting my daily money. So... don't really need to? Like... is there any point to making money? That's a little weird. Like, maybe there's something I missed there. I don't know. Wait, panther. Oh, is she supposed to be like a panther? I could see that. Yeah, I could see that being panther ears. That would make more sense. Lion's ears are fuzzy. Of course, the Black Panther's den. I totally overlooked that. I guess she's like a panther. Beastman person. Snake. Alright. Well, I think I'm actually just gonna call it there for today. Yeah. For this part, I give it a resounding meh. It's not bad, it's not good, it's meh. Let's see. Tomorrow probably be... I'm thinking Safiria. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else popping up that I'd want to do. Well, we need to get the Lay Hang Reflect trial, but I'm not really in a hurry to do that. Well, I guess I gotta get it done within 2 weeks. Get a special reward if you get it done in 2 weeks. Anyway. Let's see. If anybody's interested in my social medias, there are links for Discord, Twitter, Blue Sky, and YouTube. They're in the chat. You can always find those links in the About section of my Twitch or underneath the socials banner. And for anybody watching the VOD on YouTube, if you're ever interested in watching live, there will be a link in the video description to my Twitch. I think that's it, so in the meantime, thank you all for being here. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, night, whatever, wherever you are. And I'll see you around. Bye-bye.